Yo, for real, are we gonna fucking open this thing with an axe or what?
Don't fucking break the glass.
Is this how we kick off the episode? One of you guys ready to kick it?
Whenever you are, but you're gonna fuck that up and screw all our shit up.
No, that's why I'm doing it in this direction.
Welcome back to another episode of Don't Be So Brewed, where we are gonna give the axe, maybe, to Corona.
It's not gonna happen. We're all gonna die.
Oh!
And he smashed it.
Yeah, I broke it.
Just dangerous.
We've got a glass
Hey.
here. You can use the glass.
Now,
Perfect.
now let's be
That glass.
realistic. That's the first Corona I've seen that might kill you.
Oh, shenanigans. I'm opening mine.
I'm going to use this bottle opener.
And as we're doing that, thank you guys for listening, watching, viewing, subscribing. Definitely subscribing. We still are running a special on subscription. Scott, tell them about it.
Free subscriptions on YouTube all month long.
For free.
We know you're home. We know you're lonely. We know you need some company. We're here for you. Free subscriptions on YouTube. Is that not awesome?
I'm going to put my protection back on.
I put a post up today.
Would you please? That thing's dangerous.
We have at least 55 hours of quality content on the used tubes.
Man,
I'm not gonna
So it
lie.
goes to our used tubes page. And,
That felt really cool.
why don't you take another beer and fill that up a little more? I want to kind of see that engraving all kind of
Yeah.
filled in, if you don't mind. Here's a
How much of this shit are you going to make me drink?
female bottle.
One
opener.
and 3/4 beers to fill that up.
Okay, well, one of y'all has to drink the rest of this one, so get to
I'll
drinking.
finish it. That's fine.
Yeah, you have to chug this. Whatever I don't use to fill this, you got to take it down.
Okay.
Take
You
it
gotta
down. Take
suck
it down
the
to
tip.
Chinatown.
It's going to be like 1
3
ounce.
ounces. You know, the neck of that thing gets bigger as it gets taller. What are you doing?
So that
Fill it up.
glass,
I'm
as well
filling
as
this shit up because I
Come
ain't
on,
You have
man.
to go above the logo.
Did you
It'll
just
get
put
there.
like, you want me to get a
It's not going to
Yeah,
get
a
'cause I'm
syringe
trying
for
to-
you? You're going to make a
trying
mess
to
over here. Get it to the
use
top.
the
What are you doing?
so that
Here you go, bitch.
No,
Drink.
the bitch is the one that didn't fill his glass up all the way. Golly.
We're trying to see the logo. And
for the record that
I'm a stingy pourer.
this lovely glass.
I'm drinking Corona. Now, look, I mean, I think
I was
Corona.
gonna try and pitch at you.
I know.
We're gonna
It's
pitch it
done
in a
now.
second.
I've done
over
it
you.
19
I know,
times.
right?
We're going to pitch it in a
Yeah,
second.
This is worse than a fight companion where Joe Rogan's like, guys, stop fucking talking over each other.
Right? Seriously, look, when we went to go buy
What?
Corona today, the woman's like, you buying Corona? And I'm like, yeah, the beer's not bad.
Is it?
Like, come on, people.
It's the only Corona we're going to get around here. Guys, please take we're aware this
You're
is
right.
serious at this
You're
point.
right.
What?
It's the only Corona we're going to get around here.
I mean,
It's the last.
I'm
6
aware
bottles we'll
that
have for
this
sure.
is, it definitely is.
No shortage.
They didn't have any limes, so, you know, you're not supposed to have a Corona without its lime, so maybe we really are screwed.
We'll probably catch it for sure now because it's gas station beers that are Corona,
Yeah, you know.
and it's
it
not
is
even
what it is.
coronavirus anymore. It's COVID-19, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not worried any longer.
That
It
looks
looks
pretty
cool.
It is what it
It
is.
does look cool. It looks good that way.
If you're,
I mean-
if you are watching on the used tubes, you see this lovely engraved glass. If not, stop doing whatever you're doing right now. I don't care if it's driving. Pull over. Download
Jump on
YouTube.
YouTube. Subscribe.
Get on YouTube.
Subscribe.
And check out the glass. As
So-
well as 2/3 of our openers that were produced here in Etches.
Listen,
So-
we are the foremost authorities when it comes to Corona. We are now on our 3rd episode where it's probably going to be in the title.
Yeah, so if you've got
Hashtag
questions,
Corona
comment
content.
below. We'll answer them. So that glass is the brainchild of our guest today, Evan Nash from Hoot Rat Glass Company.
What?
Based out of
yeah.
here in Richardson,
Glad to be
Texas.
Thank you for joining us during this scarce time where people don't want to go out.
We're
Thanks
stuck
for
here
shaking
now.
our hands.
It's okay.
We're actually stuck here now.
We
I
did
know.
shake hands. I want to know in the comments, are you guys still shaking hands? Are you foot tapping?
I
Are you
fist
elbow
bumped.
bumping?
You
Fist
know what,
bump?
man?
Yeah, yeah.
So we went to a conference on Thursday, and people weren't shaking hands. And man, it's just one of those weird things. Like I think it's part of my.
You were taught that was respectful. When
It's
you
not.
were...
It's not a respect thing. I think it's a tactical strategy thing. Like when you meet somebody and you shake their hand, you know, you're like, oh,
You feel like you read someone when you do that? Like
oh,
you're,
dude,
yeah.
like, are you a limp shaker?
I was about
Are
to
you
say,
a firm shaker.
What's
I mean, that
your
tells
pet
me-
peeve with that? My pet peeve is that I cannot handle.
I don't like the
I
limp
can't stand
shake.
the fingers and the limp shake. Like when you give me
But what if
just the
somebody short
fingers.
grabs you? Like somebody short grabbed me. It was probably a month or two ago, and I was like, I want to redo that handshake. Like I asked, and I forced them to redo a handshake because I was like, that's not a good handshake.
Well, they were
Well, when you get
terrified
someone
of your
like-
bare paws. They were like, shit,
Well,
what
the
do I
thing is,
do?
when you get someone
Yeah.
with like monster hands, sometimes it's like a little awkward.
Right. Or really tiny hands.
I get it.
Really tiny baby hands.
But there's no reason my massive hand should only get your fingers.
Well, that's my point. Is like the guy
Unless
grabbed.
you squeeze too soon.
And I'm thinking that the guy.
No, bro. I always leave it until I feel that nice grip of the thumb. When the thumbs engage,
Interlock.
yeah, you let the thumbs hang out first. You let the thumbs get the party started, and then you bring the hands in.
So that's what happened in
The
this
thumbs
situation.
are the foreplay.
He's like 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just doing a handshake. Bro.
I went in with a full wide open like slap hand, and dude grabbed and squeezed my fingers, and I was
Jason
like
went in balls deep, and the dude was like, "Nah."
trying to get balls deep, but I couldn't get there.
I love that you
Bottomed
requested
out.
it too. I love that because I'm always like, I just get that feeling, and I'm like, I know you're probably telling me important information about you, probably your name, what you do, but all I can think about is how shitty that handshake was.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
It's
That happens a lot.
More often than you care to
More
admit,
often than you
right?
care to admit, for sure.
Well, and isn't it interesting sometimes now when you're meeting people and it just tells you a lot about the generations, we can jump on that of like, it's very interesting to me when someone won't look you in the eye or when there's just like this very like, it feels weird. And I'm like, dude, it's okay. We're just talking. Just shake my hand. Just say hi.
I got my first job opportunity at a college on a handshake.
Like, what if some dude does that when he comes to pick up your daughter, start to like date them or to ask your permission or
Kick 'em
anything
out
like
of the
that? And he gives
house.
you
Oh, yeah,
that. And he
immediately.
gives you the eyes down, no thumb foreplay, and he gives you a dead fingers.
No regrets.
Yeah, and he's got no
Not
regrets
one letter.
tattooed on his neck.
Not one
And he's
letter.
got 1.2 million followers on TikTok.
No regrets.
You're like, what's up, Scotty P? Yeah, man. I think
Scott's like, hey man, you get us some of that TikTok cloud, I'll allow it.
I'd be like, bro,
No,
we're gonna try that one more time. You don't meet expectation, you're out.
You're out.
I bet
I'm out.
100% he's envisioning Charlotte as the one that this no regrets guy is dating because
Yeah, that's who I'm
he wants to
thinking of.
throw the woe. You're
You say that, but I bet it'll be reversed.
It might be.
Then you'll come rolling in.
There's
He's
no
like,
telling.
what is this?
But the handshake's such an important factor in business. Like, it's really tough kind of meeting people and not getting that.
Sometimes you
read,
make deals
know?
off of that. Again, like you said, you got our job. It's like, hey,
My big printer out there, we bought off a handshake. I mean, it was like the craziest thing I've ever gone through. It was a handshake deal. I'm like,
Are we sure this is going to take place? Yeah.
well, he's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right. He's like, if you change your mind, just let me know. I'm like, okay.
you know what's always shocking
Good
to
old boy.
me
Total.
is there's always germs on your hand. Wipe your ass with your hand. Pick your nose with your hand. You do all kinds of stuff, and there's always germs there. But I have never seen more people legitimately washing their hands. I'm one of them. I've been like, damn, I guess I need to be more aware. I guess I need to be more careful. I've got a child. And I'm like, this is the most I've washed my hands ever.
I think it's good. I mean, if one good thing comes out of this and we end up washing our hands more as a society,
I'm going to wash my hands out.
You know what I think is
I
going
mean,
to happen?
there's one
Yes.
guy. There's one guy at my office that I know doesn't wash his hands. So I got to kind of stake out the bathroom.
You know
and
what's
see
going to
if he's
happen, though,
this
right?
time
You know what's
around.
going to happen?
What?
Is all this hand washing and
It's going to make us sicker, isn't it?
no,
Yeah.
well, potentially what's going to happen is all this hand sanitizer, all this hand washing, it's going to kill all those 99.9%. And that 0.1 is going to be a freaking squatch. It's
They're
going to be like
our
the
formula
Dominator.
wasn't, put together
Yeah.
to take out the.
And they're like, this, whatever this thing is, we wiped out everything else, but whatever this thing is that's left over,
It's the baddest of
We
the
don't know
it's
how
bad.
to
the
deal
baddest
with
of the
it.
bad, and we don't know what to do.
don't wash your hands.
I think that's my problem
Yeah.
with all
Don't
of this
wash
quarantining and all the closing down of everything is we're not built as a society or as an ecosystem for it all just to go away. Like we live through it all. We build immunity through it all. It continues through. So while all the kids are going to be out of school, everybody's not going to work. We're not spending any time. Like we're no contact food deliveries, no restaurants and bars.
So we've got to like hang out with our families again.
Well, not
We
only
still
that,
get to
but
podcast, so I'm fine.
Oh, we're quarantined in here. We
Yeah,
can't go home.
we can't go.
Etch's is open for business.
Can you
We
imagine
are
just
fine.
several days of just day 4 of quarantine in the podcast studio?
I was talking to a
What do
coworker.
you guys want to
earlier
talk about?
we
We're
could-
here all day.
We could kind of do that.
Well, the news media isn't doing anything, so we could jump on some stuff. We could
We
just
should
have a day where it's like, let's go.
live all day.
Yep, we're just live
Corona
all day.
Watch 2020.
We're doing a 24-hour podcast
You're
challenge.
Corona experts.
It's moving.
I
It's
got to
moving.
tell you though. So I got to tell you
Where
this.
is
So
Corona moving to?
my wife is full
Look,
blown.
Bob, we've got a big warm front on the East Coast here. It's moving west. Doesn't it normally move west to east? But it's Corona.
We do have a green screen, so at some point we could just put Scott over there, and he's like, "I think there's something over here," and then there's a little something right here. We could just put random things up on the screen, like whose line is it anyway?
I think we should just do something like that with
Yes.
Could just have a huge variety show.
him impersonating Brick or whatever his name was from Anchorman.
Yeah.
I love Lamp.
It's 100 degrees in the Middle East.
I don't know what we're yelling about. No,
Do
man,
you
I was
really
going to
love
tell
Lamp, or
you,
are you just saying things?
my wife is like so into this. I was almost a party
That's
foul
why we
there.
can't have nice things.
You already
Yeah.
broke the glass.
Yeah,
We know
we're
having a
going to
party.
break that glass again.
Mazel
That wasn't
tov.
me. Why are you looking at me?
And I don't have my shoes on,
That
so I'm
wasn't
gonna walk
me?
over
That
there
wasn't
over
me.
stuff.
Are you blaming the axe?
I'm talking about the table that just
Oh.
had a massive
We were
earthquake.
talking about breaking the glass.
Oh yeah, I broke the glass. That was badass. I felt cool doing that.
Bad axe.
Oh, that
No,
was
mine-
funny.
My
That
wife
was
has been
pretty funny.
full blown into this of just like, what do we do? Blah blah blah. And I just literally the other night, and you're gonna love this. I was just like, listen, if this is the moment where shit hits the fan, we're grabbing up all of our stuff, we're throwing it in the car, we're heading to the Albers house. I'm not going to disclose, but they may have some things in their house that make me feel just a little bit safer.
I have several knives
Yeah.
and a long sword.
Yeah, and some
Yeah.
space. We'd be all right.
We've
The
got
whole
a
table.
plastic lightsaber.
That's what one of my
Colton's been practicing with that for years.
Yeah, one of my friends told us that. He goes, I'm just letting you know, my truck right now is probably one of the safest places where we're going to be. He's like, see the guns you can see?
There's
Don't worry about those.
Don't worry about those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the time that I was over and you were showing me all this stuff, and you're like, check this thing out. I'm like, what? You're like, I'm not going to reveal anything here, but
that
there
was
was
when I
some,
pulled the lightsaber out.
yeah. Jason's got a lightsaber. It's a government issued thing.
Yeah.
You got to be ex-military in order to know about
made
that.
out of
Sometimes
Polycarbonate.
you just
That's
learn not to
probably
ask
pretty
any
good.
questions, you know.
Listen, if you know what's good for you.
So there's
I
a
do.
there's a military veteran named Chef Andre Rush, and y'all know who he is. You've seen him before, but you don't know. He's the ginormous black guy who like looks like Ronnie Coleman, but he's a presidential chef. Like he's cooked for every like 5 presidents or something like that.
Who is this?
Andre Rush is his name, Chef Andre Rush, and he does 2,222 push-ups every day. He is like
Why?
because he's like the largest person on the planet. He's just-
2,222?
yeah, every day.
That's a lot of...
That's
This guy better have the biggest
21 more than
titties
I
I've
do.
ever seen.
So he,
Man titties.
Does he have bigger biceps than Kevin Kane?
yes,
Bro,
Really?
yeah.
yes,
Goodness.
that right, yes.
Kevin Kane, you
Well,
need
I'm
to get
not
over
arguing with
22,
facts.
22.
Yeah.
So he was recently.
Look at that look on his face. He's like, bitch, did you just touch my bok choy?
What do you mean I'm not cooking for the next president? What?
Nobody touched my tomahawk. Nobody touched my tomahawk steak.
You say salt bay to me one more time.
So he was on. So we've discussed this recently. Ethan Suplee has the American Glutton podcast, and I've become a huge fan of it. He had him on there. They're buddies, and he was talking about ginormous. He's talking about
How's his head so tiny?
it had to fit in a Kevlar.
Looks like President Hector Elizondo Mountain Dew from my
So he's telling a story about how he was in an elevator with a little old lady, and the little old lady and he's like, it's funny because she said it out loud to me, said, I don't know if I'm afraid to be in this elevator or not with you. And he looked at her and he said, ma'am, if there was a bad guy in here, I'm the only person you'd want in this elevator with you right now. And that's what that comment made me think of is
Yeah.
shit hits the fan. Brandon thinks that the only place to be is the Elber household because I got a
Hey.
pool table
Oh,
I'm just saying.
and a kegerator on tap. So, right?
I'm also just a person
Gotta have
that...
entertainment, though, if you're quarantined.
Scott, you'll love this because there was Haven sent me this Enneagram about based on your type, how you're planning
yeah, I
for
read
this. And
that.
it was like, not wearing it all, but secretly has a plan. And I was like, yeah, that's basically me. Like I told you, that's about as far as it goes. I'm like, yeah, we'll get to there. We'll figure it out.
And then Jason will take care of it. Because what is my Enneagram number? I mean, I've never taken it, but what was the statement that probably was mine then was like,
You're probably a 5.
absolutely,
or a
totally
6.
have this under control.
6 or an 8, I bet. Probably a 6, I think it is.
My wife was freaking out today because we just moved into the house and she wanted to get a freezer. And so she's trying to find a place that'll deliver a freezer. 'Cause she's like, I'd also like to go and fill it up with a bunch of stuff in case this goes very long term. Because even if we're on quarantines or whatever like that, I think it's going to be a 4 to 6 week type thing where we're not going to be able to have like full access to restaurants, all of that stuff. Like
They'll have to
grocery
leave
stores will be
access to
reduced.
grocery stores though, but they'll have to reduce it. Like there'll be a number, I bet. Like
Right. So it'll be an ordeal to go there
For sure.
to be through it. So you might as well have somewhere to get stuff or stock up.
Welcome to a taste of communism.
Yeah.
Right. Socialism for sure.
Instant cart will be the jam if you can still get it.
Right. Well, so
Pay somebody else's ass.
and
to
she
go
was
stand
going
in
through
that
all
line.
she was going through all these places, and we had spoken about this a couple days ago, and we had already gone and we filled the freezers that we do have on the fridges up, and we made sure that we had extra water. At the new house, we ended up getting one of the, like a Culligan thing, the Premier or Primo or whatever like that in there, because I was like, we kill a lot of plastic trees with water bottles
We
already.
do too.
anyway. So I was like, I just wanted to do something a little bit more effective by that. So we have water, we got food, we
You're
got
talking
frozen
like the 5
food.
gallon bottles,
Yeah.
like the big. Gotcha.
And
I use the tap. There's a spout.
yeah, but
Says a lot about you.
we're like 2.5 steps away from being in Flint, Michigan at this point.
Yeah,
I'd
what
like to have
happens
an
when they tell
alternative.
you the water's not safe?
Well, this other
News
guy's just
releases
filling this
that
up
the
at the
water's
tap over
not
there.
safe.
If I were drinking this Corona,
And you
then-
drink more Corona.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, welcome back to Corona content.
And-
This is all we got.
So she was freaking out all this. So she couldn't find somebody that would deliver one or go get one or anything like that. And I was like, just calm down. Like it doesn't. We have already prepped. I've got MREs. We've talked about all this stuff. Like we're going to survive. It's going to be fine.
See why I said I know where I'm going?
The alternative issue is people who live in apartments, people who have small homes, people who have all of this stuff. They can't go and get multiple fridges and freezers and stock them up themselves. We have a society to still maintain.
right.
I was like,
Hey,
we can prepare, but we don't need to over
How
prepare.
much toilet paper are you sitting on?
I can't disclose that.
No, wait, I need to know.
I think our friend from Firegrounds Coffee needs to hook us up. Did you see his story today on Instagram? He was like, "Oh, the perks of working for a large city municipality emergency services," and he like went over the stall, and it was just like a massive block of toilet paper.
A pallet of toilet paper.
I'm sure it was all single ply, like that green stuff you had in your high school.
Don't worry, if I show up to your house, I'll have all the supplies that I got plenty. The office is well
It's
stocked.
like,
So we are stocked on toilet paper, but it's because we bought a house 14 days ago. Like we went and bought toilet paper and stocked everything up then appropriately.
And then they had a bunch of people coming over, and you worry about who's going to shit where.
so you just got ahead of the toilet paper.
We were accidentally.
Cargo.
So maybe somebody watched my wife picking it all up, and they were like, "Oh
What did she
shit,
know?
toilet paper! That's the one thing I didn't think
gotta
of for
know.
coronavirus."
She's got a large truck and
I
a
gotta
trailer
know.
full.
Did anything weird happen at your house during the party? Did you hear any rumors? Catch any footage? Did anything weird happen
there were people who
other than the meeting in your bedroom?
there was a meeting in my in our wine room. Like I've got a little wine closet. You've seen it.
Oh yeah,
And,
we talked about. Yeah, this is the best. I instigated this.
And so I had a security camera in there. I had a hidden security camera inside it. Pointed out. Well, they took pictures and put it up online. It's not like they weren't already busting themselves. But I had a recording of them all showing up in there. Right.
They knew.
Like the one individual who couldn't figure out how to open the door, so he climbed through the window.
Also
like,
my idea.
Somehow I have it locked, but there's a giant
Yeah.
open window. It's like cut out.
There's a big open. Yeah. On the
It's just
side.
it's just a cutout like with nothing.
It's
no
lock on
insert in
both
it.
sides too. So the door is like open. You could reach in, but it's also lock on that side. So it's not like you could
Key
reach
lock.
in and
Yeah,
unlock
key
it.
lock.
And I was like, do this. And then he climbed in and then pushed on the door and it opened. And he's like, I just climbed through the window and the damn thing opened. I should know if somebody was like trying to get weird at the Albers house. Like, hey, let's sneak upstairs and go. Yeah.
So
that means you didn't catch the footage good.
I could go back. My DVR, I was checking my DVR today on my
just
camera
thought
systems.
Scott and Alana left. I said he just thought y'all left.
Hanging out upstairs in the media room.
Dude, that's the room too.
My
The
DVR
room,
goes back
not
to,
like the room. Get your mind in the room. It's the room.
my DVR does go back to March 3rd right now because apparently the setting was on record for 24 hours when I moved in, so it's filled up my entire hard drive. So there's a lot to go through if I wanted to.
It's like there's a lot to dispose of and go through here if I had to.
I like it.
Speaking of, we got to bring this back because I thought it was funny today. You assholes didn't do anything. So I feel like one of our new rules and a running joke has to be the thumbs up thing ever since you mentioned that. Because every once in a while, it's like, I got to throw it in there.
Well, you threw it in and we all stopped.
I know.
It messes with you, right? Like,
And I wanted it to do that because I was like, watch this. Because here's what happened.
Does he respond? Do we respond?
did you
or
watch
not?
this episode?
What?
With the thumbs up?
No.
So they hung out this weekend, and we just, for some reason, my iPhone decided to be a douche. And by that point, there was no way I could get his Corona. There we go.
I couldn't TikTok.
I couldn't. It wasn't that. I didn't get a message till like it was like 6, and I'm like, Jason, why are you sending me this message now? And he's like, what are you talking about? I sent that like way earlier today.
TikTok was blocking his
It was
messages.
blocking everything.
While I had his attention.
When you say that, all I see is like the Kevin McAllister, like running through the house, screaming, shaking his hands.
And so I was like, there's no way I can get my wife out of the house. There's not a chance. So they apparently planned and prepped for the podcast and all this, and I had no idea. There was no discussion. And so I was like, he had mentioned it to me in a text, so I knew, but there had been no talk about when are we podcasting, what time. So I sent a message. I said,
you didn't get that message?
what are you talking about? What message?
The podcast message?
Which one?
The 8 o'clock.
The 8 o'clock.
When? After I asked for it today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one. I didn't get anything. That wasn't until about 2 o'clock today that I got that one. And there have been no,
like
hey, we're doing this, here's the guest, any of that. It was just like nothing. So I sent, and he acts like he sent a message. I sent a message and said, hey, boys, are we podcasting tonight? Knowing that it was going to be like, yep. And then he's like, yeah. And then someone goes, 8 p.m. And then it was like this. And all I sent was the thumbs up emoji because it's sort of an inside joke now. And I was like, we got to bring this back. This is too funny not to do. So if you ever want to mess with people, you just do that. Because Scott has a
I
theory.
do that.
Yeah, right? Like when you're done with the conversation online, you give the thumbs up. And that's pretty much saying,
Yeah.
Acknowledge,
we're done
accept
talking.
it. We're over.
Like,
I have nothing
we're
more
good,
to
I'm
add.
done.
I don't need it anymore.
And
It's
everybody
it's a new
knows it.
version of the K. Instead of just K, you're just like,
yeah.
No, it's like you don't even got to still talk to you later. It's just like,
Yep.
but
We're
when you
good.
do it in real life,
because
like,
where do you go from there? So now that's sort
it
of,
doesn't work.
I mean, you can do it.
well, now that's sort of a thing
it
where
just
it's
doesn't
just like,
work, you know.
I'm
Like,
just going to start sending back the kissy face with the okay hand as a response to both of your guys' thumbs
no,
up.
No. This one is also a good one. I think
Kissy
it goes
face
right
with
along.
the okay hand.
I think it goes right along with the thumb. If you send this to, it's like, okay. That's
Yeah.
what I think of. In my mind, this means okay.
Okay, boomer.
yeah.
Just one of those rules that I think. So basically, I was curious for you because Corona is basically canceling everything. Everybody knows. That's why they're watching this, is because you have nothing else to do. So we're glad we could be your entertainment.
Lucky you.
Yeah, buddy.
I mean, you.
So what's it been like for you? Like, we got kids, but my kid's not in school, so she's at home
My
anyway.
kid's not in school either.
Yeah, so
Yes.
what's going on with that? How's that?
Well, a spring break
affecting
anyway,
things?
right?
Yeah,
Your daughter's
Last
just
week
TikToking
for
like a
us.
maniac, right?
yeah. This week was planned. I mean, this was spring break.
Oh, so you
for
didn't have the
Richardson.
2 weeks. You actually had, this week was already
Right.
planned out.
Yeah.
Until indefinitely.
Yeah. So today they announced that the schools are closed indefinitely. Hopefully that means a week or 2.
That's going to mean at least 3 to 4 weeks. I
Oh,
hope
yeah.
you're
They
ready for that.
announced that the kids will not have to take STAR testing this year.
I saw that. There's going to be a lot of people pumped about that
That's kind
because
of a big deal.
the teachers that I know hate that.
Yeah.
Hate it.
I
Most
mean-
everybody hates it.
Do you know how miserable?
Missing it is horrible for me. Like it's going to like wreck my entire year in sales.
Do you know? Is it really?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Damn.
It's good.
This is wrecking so many things. Like, I told somebody this is gonna wreck things for like later in the year too and next year, because all these TV shows that are out there that you love that are shooting next season, they're all on break.
Coronavirus is going to kill more of the economy than it is people.
Thank you.
Take your toys away.
Take your toys away. We can hear that. Everybody can hear that. No, for real.
We're an audio show.
I mean, sort of. We're video too. I'm just curious. You gonna bring the girls up here, put them to work? Like,
hell yeah, man. This is Etches. We,
family owned and operated.
I mean, this place is kind of like home. So basically, since they're staying home,
we could shoot tons of little episodes. We
can do a bunch of littles. Yeah. Yeah.
That could be entertaining.
Well, that's what it's called, the littles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be entertaining.
Don't Be So Brewed mini edition. I mean, we might as well just be pumping out content right now because Lord knows people ain't getting work done.
Yeah,
There's social distancing.
Social distancing.
Hashtag social distancing. Did you see the hashtag that was trending a couple days ago?
No, which one?
Hashtag stay the fuck home. that was trending on Twitter.
I don't know.
I've enrolled actually into a whole bunch of online video editing tutorials and stuff like that.
I like that.
I actually probably have easy 40 hours worth of stuff that I've enrolled into.
What Jason's trying to say is, you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I'm better.
I've been doing some.
I'm trying to be a better person.
I've been doing some of that too. That's like sitting here doing. I got so much done today. I felt so effective
editing
today.
TikToks does not count as video editing skills.
It actually does.
I want to put a sepia filter on this, and that is now my video editing.
I don't put filters on my videos. You want to talk about something that I hate from TikTok? Filters. They suck.
My favorite filter to hate on of all of it is the old school VCR TV one.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen this
I
yet?
haven't seen that yet.
Where it looks like an old school.
Are you talking about on Instagram or have you been consuming TikToks?
No, I haven't been on TikTok, but it's on Instagram. But it looks like they're tracking, like it looks like the VHS tape is tracking through with the lines and all that stuff, and the edges are trying to catch up to it.
There's a transition that you can put on TikToks where it looks like the TV turned on. It kind of does the same thing, but there's a filter or something. I think you're talking about Instagram.
Yeah, well, probably because that's
Instagram.
That's where I'm at. I'm still old school.
Yeah, you are.
Back in my day, before TikTok.
Yeah, well, then TikTok will be worthless, and Jason will be like, "I'm in."
Here we go. So
about time I get a TikTok, nobody's on it anymore.
I'm in.
So Evan, tell us a little bit about yourself. We've been talking a lot.
It's okay.
So
I like listening to this rambling. So that's
right.
fine.
Well, he's a beer deep, and I think he'll open up now.
Oh, I'm a little bit more than that.
Are you primed?
Yeah, let's go Hoot Rat.
Yeah, let's talk Hoot Rat Glass.
Hoot Rat.
Give us the story as to how this kind of came into creation.
Well, started drinking beer one day.
Shit,
there I was.
That's how this shit started.
Huh? Sitting there drinking out of inferior glassware. Actually, Pluckers. You may know that place.
Love me some Pluckers.
Yeah, it's good. Good chicken.
Good chicken.
Good chicken.
Piss poor customer service.
Terrible customer service.
Wasn't that way in Louisiana. It was great in Louisiana.
Which is surprising.
Yeah,
because
it's very much
in
surprising.
Louisiana is not usually all that great.
But Pluckers in Louisiana, superior to that of Texas.
Land animals.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so that's what we were doing. We were drinking beer, and if you've been there,
so what made you think like
they got the big
this
beer
is
mugs.
crappy glass? So you're looking at this big ass
the big one
beer mug, and you were like, "This is a shitty mug."
This is shit.
Did it like shatter or something like that? Was there a break at all?
It weighs like 3 pounds, and it's hard to hold. So decided to.
Were you drinking it like a cup of
How's that
cocoa
feel?
with 2 hands?
It feels great.
Holding it.
Somebody normal should probably
hold it.
My hand next to this makes it seem like it's a slightly normal mug.
You got to use the handle.
Drinking it like a cup of
I'm
cocoa.
left-handed, bro.
What does that have to do with anything?
It spins to the other side.
I'm trying to show off your shit here. Damn.
Oh, we don't have any left-handed mugs. That's the one thing Hoot Rat Glass didn't think of. Is any left-handed mugs?
My bad, everyone.
I'm
gonna get to work. I'm gonna get to work on the new prototype tomorrow.
You were the one that wanted everyone to see.
Actually, we just popped one out.
Yep, here you go. Just finished it.
You unleft-handed mofos can shut your damn mouth. You have no idea.
If only we wouldn't have got him a left-handed microphone.
Seriously, right?
I'm glad we found that left-handed edition for you.
So what made you decide to do right-hand only drinkware?
Well, it was the easiest thing to do. I mean, most of the population is right-handed,
Of course.
so
You do realize that's a thing, right? It's okay. Hey, show off the logo. No, I'm going to be a dick about it. It's fine.
well, it's not my logo. So
Yeah. Speaking of, why's your logo on the left? You trying to tell us something?
Trying to accommodate the 5%.
You ain't trying to accommodate shit. I
Because
know
when he
you.
turns to
walk away.
You know why? It's on your right. It's on my left.
right.
But it's on the left.
That's pretty good.
So, all right. So tell us. You're at Pluckers. The idea hits you. You're like, man, I think we should make some superior glassware. However, how do you go about doing that? I'm sure you didn't have the facility in the backyard to make
Oh,
glassware.
no. Of course not. So just started doing some designing, and one of my buddies is a mechanical engineer.
Okay.
So he did golf clubs that Scott is now working on. Most of those Justin actually designed.
Really?
Yeah.
The glasses?
No, they're golf
Oh,
clubs.
the clubs. Okay.
So did some rudimentary drawings there on the table, and got with him and did some CAD work and went to 3D prototyping like within a week.
No shit.
Yeah, and so just started 3D printing all different styles and designs and getting the some dimensions correct. And once we got to where we wanted it, then started getting with some manufacturers over.
So how do you go about deciding that like this 3D printer that I'm putting out with this plastic is somehow I'm going to find the right glass to make it lighter, but yet hold the same volume as something like the big ass glass?
Well, it's actually not any lighter.
No.
It's actually a little bit heavier than the glass of its comparative size.
You guys should see whether
but
it'll
it-
break or not.
But it feels half as light because of its the way it's designed.
Really? So it's
so
not
what-
all bottom heavy or something like that?
so
Or
what
It's all
makes
about
it-
how she holds it,
Yeah, it's all
actually.
how she holds it. Yeah.
If she holds it a little bit more efficiently, I know it's heavy, but it'll be better.
I still like to
If she holds
Cocoa
it,
Cup hold it.
if she holds
Yeah.
it, if she holds it
You
with
can
her,
you can cook you can
if she
cook
holds it with her left hand, it's not a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, cocoa. It's fine.
Because it's so big.
No, that's for a little guy.
He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. Oh, hot tickles.
You sound like
You
Alana.
drink it however you want to drink it. I don't
Wait,
care.
what? I feel like that was.
A Hoot Rat. You drink it how you want.
That's right.
I'm telling you, Ram Brewing needs to be ramming down their throat.
So
They probably are.
It's probably why they're doing so well.
that what
No
was
one
next
would know
step?
I'm holding this mug left-handed.
That's right.
Left-handed mugs. Who'd have
You
thunk?
didn't
I know,
enjoy
right?
it all.
Thunk.
I'm not even utilizing the market here.
Not only do we have them right, but we also have them left. So you guys find somebody to start shopping manufacturers or whatever. and-
Yeah, so I had some contacts from our previous jobs of sourcing that we got with some manufacturers over in China.
Really.
Started working with different.
So you're drinking out of
different
your
materials.
Corona out of coronavirus.
Yeah,
Look at you.
And now I'm great. Now I'm really screwed.
you're
It's actually-
Drinking a Corona out of a Corona glass.
It's actually
You're
been
welcome.
cleaned pretty well.
Yeah.
Probably cleaner than the glass bottles are drinking out of.
Yep, probably so.
Which conveniently enough was also made
China.
in China.
In China. China.
Is that going to be a new thing? Everybody's going to look at something and be like, hey, if that's made in China, we got to get rid of it. We're quarantined. We got to kick it all outside.
Oh, man, look, China's got it back together. They're already back to work.
Yeah, they're already back working.
So by the time we get our head out of our ass, we'll be able to import stuff again. And
China's already fine.
Yeah,
yeah, they're already back to work.
The guy who owns the Amazon China,
But we're shutting down.
like this ultra billionaire.
Alibaba again.
Yeah,
Literally
well,
shutting down.
it's very Asian name, but
Jack Ma.
yes, he just donated like $5 million to the United States and Corona testing kits and masks. So
It's like, use these.
try this
Yeah,
out. Made in China.
My glass factory manager's
Use
got
these. Positive, 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 positive. Right?
my glass factory manager sending me some new samples. She's got masks coming with them.
Nice.
Should be gloves. Be like, how am I going to drink out of this with this mask on?
That's true.
So then you get manufacturers. You find the right manufacturer that you like the quality from it,
Yeah. Well, we played with the different types of glass as well. So that's actually made out of crystal glass as opposed to regular soda lime.
So is it a lead crystal or non-lead?
Lead-free crystal.
Lead-free crystal.
And what value does that bring?
Higher perceived value for sure. I mean, just
because you say it with.
Well, it also is. It is more durable.
Okay.
And it does in normal use environments. It does break less banging together, and it also is a lot clearer.
Yeah, as long as you don't drop it, it tends to work great.
Yeah, if you don't drop it on the concrete, yes, it might
at shoulder height.
At shoulder height, it will probably
drop it from your ankle.
It will probably stay stable.
Ting, 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 ting.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Scott was a salesman on that one. He had me convinced this thing will not. Dude, this thing will not break.
There's been plenty of times that I've seen it drop in restaurants where it's bounced around the floor.
I think that's what should be our opening clip to for this episode. I think that's what we should use as a teaser. It doesn't.
Will it break?
The will it break episode.
Yeah. That would be good.
We could throw that out there as the teaser to this Corona episode.
I like it.
You can do that.
It was. I'm telling you, I've never laughed so hard in my life. I was like,
funny.
this is gonna happen, and of course, you were on the ground with shards of glass pops coming at your eyes.
Yeah. So that's Scott holds it. He like holds it straight out to the side, and he lets it go. And as it's falling, which is a half of a second, right? Because he's not 19 foot tall. So I'm laying on the ground. And I'm going to film right at ground level for it. And I think at the last second, I was like, you know what? This isn't the best spot for somebody to be sitting. I closed my eyes and nothing hit me. Nothing hurt. I mean, it really did break into gigantic chunks. There wasn't a whole lot of little shards by any means. It broke into chunks, but we did not think that one through. Our safety eval did not meet all expectations.
We put a helmet on Scott. I mean, just to
his Amazon helmet.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be that'll be a good teaser for this episode.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm gonna try to start making everything out of that type of material. So we're gonna be all higher end. So,
really?
Yeah. Just gonna spend more money and do it correctly, and then have a higher end glass as opposed to normal.
Nice. So you have a different, like we're talking about beer mugs right now in this situation. Like how many different models, designs of glassware do you have?
So far, I have 5 different designs myself.
Okay.
I have a whiskey glass that we work with all the time, and I have a pint glass and a shot glass coming. Eventually.
He's seen the whiskey glass.
I was gonna say, are these the pine glasses that we have? No, you etched us.
No.
But the whiskey glass.
But the whiskey glasses for my birthday which is what I was
Cool.
going
So
with
you gave me some other random person when you did our pine glasses, but you couldn't.
I mean, I have a pint glass that says
Yep.
Oh yeah, you got one too.
Yeah, I've got it too.
That wasn't from them?
No.
He didn't have pint glasses at that time.
The regular round pint glasses, I'm not going to make my own because
I do need shot glasses because Alana broke a shot glass of mine.
She did.
Oh no!
Did she slam it down and then slam it like just? She
No,
was
it was
pumped.
weird. She like karate chopped it. Only the top came off.
Did it
Damn,
really?
bro.
No, she
She
like-
is the solution for Corona. She just.
Dude, it was just like it was like those videos you see where with the sword, but it was with her hand. It was unbelievable.
So that's what happened to your junk.
Pretty much
pretty much.
broke in half.
Yep.
So yeah, she was
Severed.
We were over the other night, and they were hanging out by the pool table,
Lorraine
and she
Bobbitt.
went to move her phone or something like that, and it tipped over.
Alana was hammered.
That's a party.
We took good care of her.
Was she really?
Oh yeah.
She was lit.
There was a lot of the kids were playing pool. We were all
And
hanging
recording
out.
TikToks.
TikToks,
It
yeah.
was fun.
I saw that. And
Charlotte
then-
had like 47 TikToks at least.
Yeah, in your
recorded.
little living room area, I saw that there was like
There's a bookshelf so she could set it up on there and
they loved it.
record herself hitting the whoa. You're out.
So I want to do something fun here. I kind of warned Scott about this. Scott, I've got something on my phone here. I need you to read it as fast as possible, 2 times.
Okay.
Through the full thing 2 times. You want to see what he's going to read?
Yeah, I do.
Just see if you can figure out what's going to happen if he reads that.
Siri, go away.
That was a TikTok video. I trimmed it down to make sure
Am I
that
reading this now?
yeah. So Scott's gonna do a dramatic reading for us. Not dramatic. It's as fast as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 sock cutter. He cuts socks.
Uh-huh.
2 sock cutters. They cut socks. 3 sock cutters, they cut socks. 4 sock cutters, they cut socks.
Faster.
Again.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah, faster. Come on.
1 sock cutter, he cuts socks. 2 sock cutters, they cut socks.
Come on.
3 sock cutters, they cut socks. 4 sock cutters, they cut socks.
Again, faster.
Oh no.
Come on. Uh-huh.
Next.
Because I know the next one's gonna get him. He goes any he's like right at that edge. He's like, if I go any faster, you just gotta do it one more time. Give the people what they want. Come on.
People what they want.
You wouldn't give me my Palpatine line. Give me this.
I know. 1 sock cutter, he cuts socks. 2 sock cutters, they cut socks. 3 sock cutters, they cut socks. 4 sock cutters, they cut socks.
That was so close. Good for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm about, man.
He nailed it.
He's well versed in the tongue-tied region.
For those of you that are confused about what we're doing, just write that down and say it a couple times and see what happens. Just see what happens.
Sock cutters cutting cocks.
Sucker. Sock cutters. It was a video. It was this woman. I died laughing. It was the funniest thing. I was like, yep, this is going to be on our...
Of all the social medias, on all of them, the old ladies doing things like that are some of the funniest for me. Like where they start reading funny stuff like that
So
or
you're
telling
saying
stories.
you're kind of into mature comedy?
Yes,
You could say that.
mature comedy.
So on Comedy Hub, you'd be looking for mature comedy.
Speaking to which,
On Comedy Hub.
if we were to go to your favorite website, I got it.
P-Hub?
Pornhub, yeah, Pornhub.
Yeah, P-Hub.
I don't think Pornhub's been on the last 2 episodes, so we're
We've been overrun by TikTok and coronavirus.
TikTok and coronavirus.
Probably come from the same place. Oh, they do.
Bingo.
Funny. Both are
The
viral.
Wuhan region.
The Wuhan region.
So
Sheena Wuhan.
I got
Wuhan.
a change.org email the other day to sign to get rid of Pornhub. I didn't sign it, but my thought process that went through my mind was, who in the world thinks that they're going to get enough signatures to get rid of Pornhub?
When is getting enough signatures done shit?
Well, but let's just consider their traffic is that of about 130 million visitors a day.
They're like in the top 10
Like it's like
of web traffic.
yeah.
And if you want to advertise on Pornhub
It's probably them and YouTube, right?
Well, and
and Google.
Google's number 1, YouTube's like number 2, Pornhub's number 3, and the third one is the only one you can like. We talked about this.
The only
before.
difference is on Pornhub you can find what you're looking for.
Right, because you can still put up gun videos, you can still put up all kinds of stuff because there are no real terms and conditions, which is part of their problem. Is they're consulting that with human trafficking.
You've seen the TikTok videos, right? Where it's someone sitting there and it's like scrolling through, and when you find out that you can make $30,000 on Pornhub for a homemade video,
No,
I think you know where this is about to go.
so I was thinking that they have about 130 million visitors a day.
Yeah, all you need is $1 from each one.
But so it made me interested. I was like, how many signatures are on this change.org? I was like, if there's 100,000, I'm going to be surprised. And I went and it was 226,000. So I was completely blown away. I didn't think there was any way there was already 100,000 people on it. And even if they were just mad moms named Karen. And I thought for certain there's no way that this would grab any traction. Not that I know that it has after that, because I deleted it.
I think they just need to double down on their church donations and go about their business.
Increased tides.
That's right.
There you go. Damn it, Karen.
What will Scott have to talk about if you take that away? Okay, he wouldn't know
TikTok.
what to. Yeah, we
There's
can talk
no
about that.
there's no alternative social media site that we can.
What's going to happen when all these
compare
popular
TikTok
kids
to.
lose TikTok?
No,
That's
look.
where they're going to end up.
TikTok
look, it's-
is a lot like Pornhub.
Well, the thing is, it's kind of imminent.
my best
like,
The
Scott.
most famous
If you-
Scott.
If you
Why?
look at it it's the one place on the internet that you could really post anything and not get it taken down.
No, there's plenty of places on the internet that you could do that.
Well, not on the
You just don't
public
want to know
internet.
about it.
Yeah. But on public internet, on social,
Oh, I'm sure on Reddit there's a lot of weird shit.
You can't post gun
Yeah, I
stuff
would
on
imagine.
TikTok. They take it right down.
You can post it on anywhere.
No, you can. It'll last for a little while, but eventually it'll get. I've
It'll
seen
get
some.
flagged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen people like, I bet this will get taken down. I'm like, well, I'm seeing it
The
right
OK
now.
Boomer Axe one got taken away from
Mhm.
Did it
TikTok.
really?
Yeah, didn't you say that? You told me that.
I thought your axe. I had an axe one taken down. I had
Was
a
it you who had-
I had a boomerang video of like me throwing it and it coming back. But then I've seen other people at an axe
No,
throwing
my axe is live.
place.
Okay.
I've seen other people at the axe throwing events or whatever doing that, and their videos don't get taken down. I'm like, why did mine get taken down? It makes no sense.
You weren't
Because my arms
sporting.
are huge.
It's a sport. Where less than tens of people will be, so we can still hold it and put it on ESPN the Ocho.
Well, did you see what happened with the UFC? Dana White has been like adamantly like, he's one of the only ones. He's like, we ain't changing shit.
Well, they
We'll
just
still
had
do this.
UFC
They had a fight
the-
night. Yeah.
With no fans, but yeah, they had a fight night the other night.
No fans. They said they try to keep it as minimal as possible.
You know
less
what?
than 50
You know
people.
what, when they're going through UFC, who cares about the fans? Like all they ever do to pan in the audience is show all the famous people that are in there.
Yeah, but the you get amped and hyped from the crowd.
get it.
There
And
is
that's
some
a ton of revenue.
Yeah, they're still getting way more revenue from the pay-per-views. He's already said the Khabib Tony Ferguson fight is still locked in. They're moving the rest
When
of these.
is it?
The 18th, April 18th.
Did you see
We're going to
though,
be watching that. You guys can come watch that with us. We're going to be all over that.
they don't
That's
know where
be
it's
a
going to
great
be
card.
though because they've outlawed even they actually
He
had
said
to
it's going
do
to be
a
outside of the
law.
United States, probably.
Sweet.
No, it'll
'Cause you
be in
can't
the
have-
United States.
No, he said outside.
They brought it back. All the fights that they had, they brought back to the United States. The problem is they were going to have it at UFC's gym
Mm-hmm. And
in
they outlawed
Vegas,
that.
and Vegas passed a law for all combat sports. There was no, so they couldn't box, they couldn't do any of that stuff. Vegas actually had it removed.
He just released a video today that it was when they went from 50 down to no more than 10 people together. He's like, we can't do that. Like, to go 50, we went as minimal as possible. We
Right.
took media down.
UFC Fight Club edition.
I mean,
We
it
should
was
just
very,
zoom
it
them
was
at
very
4 or 5
interesting.
different gyms.
Like, some of the people would win a fight, and, you know, that's kind of your moment. You get the crowd hyped. You get to feed off of that. And it's like they're kind of doing that. And it's like, who are you doing that to, dude? Like, nobody's watching.
Did anybody jump up on top of the fence and like
I don't know.
nobody's
I don't think
there? Nobody's there.
so. I mean, and there were some good fights. Like, I watched some of it. This was a free one that they just had on ESPN. Like, you could watch it. But I was, you know, it's. I don't want the Khabib Ferguson fight to be like that. But I think those are two guys that they don't care. You want to talk about? It's like, I don't care. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna whoop this guy's ass. I think this is gonna. And I thought that one got delayed whenever I saw the news of this, but he said that one hasn't been changed. We're still sticking to that one because this is the 5th time they booked that fight.
But that one's like April 17th or something though, right? Like so
18th,
we still have a large number of days left, which
And
it's
it
not
could
going to be
still
fixed
happen
by
where,
then. We're
yeah,
not
it
gonna
could
be
still
out of
happen
it.
where it's screwed.
We should have chicken wings by then, right?
Fingers crossed. Hopefully,
What's up with
we'll
chicken
find
wings?
Hopefully, we'll find some more buffaloes.
Here,
No.
chicken wing shortage.
Well,
Or is
good
it
thing,
just
'cause
that-
we're running out
You
of
didn't see
toilet
that
paper?
on
We got no
so-
paper towels either.
You're worried about the chicken wings?
The chicken wing shortage.
We've killed too many buffaloes. Taking
Yeah.
too many buffaloes' wings. Now they can't fly. Is that what your problem is?
They need more Red Bull
Ah,
so they
Gives
can
them
fly.
wings.
the American bison are just being force-fed Red Bull through the national parks and forest registry streams.
Dude, it's. I mean, you
I'm just
nailed
kidding.
it, but
there's no shortage yet.
Oh, I
Don't
don't
go
know.
eat my fucking.
Yeah, he's like,
When he
don't go
started
eat my
it,
wings.
he's got
Yeah,
a
I was about to say, you're
restaurant
going to
depot
start
account.
something.
We're the epicenter
I
of
need to. I was
chicken
thinking they might
wings.
have toilet
Uh-huh.
paper surplus.
They have
also.
toilet paper and a whole bunch of chicken wings.
Yeah.
Like, I think what you talked
50
about
pound bags of it.
revenue-wise with what this is going to do to the economy, crazy. What it's done to the stock market,
It's-
South by
it's
Southwest
gonna
getting
kill-
closed, Disney, all the sports right now.
Like I said, I was telling Scott this earlier. I honestly am concerned for the well-being of the vast majority of individuals out there. If people don't have a surplus of money in their bank account right now, let's say $5,000, I'm genuinely concerned
Oh, yeah, it's gonna
for
get bad.
a large part of the population. Like this is going to be. I mean, everything is going to come to a convenience cost factor.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna be going anywhere. I mean, you shouldn't be spending money on anything other than your home and bills and all of that stuff for the vast majority of it. But we've already seen price gouging on TV.
Unless it's at Etchus or the specific chiropractic centers, of course.
Right.
where we don't
Those,
gouge.
yeah, we don't gouge. Those places are great. I'm just saying.
And we'll just be here. We'll just.
I
be
mean, if you're gonna have stuff, it should be personalized.
Feast, famine, black plague. We're open.
Yep,
We're ready.
we're there,
even with a little Corona.
dude.
Or a lot of Corona.
Speaking of sports, did you guys see that the Cardinals won in all these deals that are going on of signing people up and doing all this. They made a
DeAndre
trade.
Hopkins,
Cardinals fans.
Yeah.
I haven't
David
even.
Johnson.
Oh,
Dude.
those Cardinals.
So NFL.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't know what you're talking about on the
St.
other
Louis
side.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
The one sport that's not officially shut down that just is not in season right now.
Well,
No.
XFL got taken away, so kind of. But
Basically, the Cardinals, I don't even know who the guy was that they got out on, but they had a horrible deal with this guy where they were overpaying him and he wasn't really doing anything.
It's
And
David
they
Johnson.
Is that who it was?
David Johnson
Really?
for DeAndre Hopkins and a couple of
And
picks.
they got a
that's
round.
a really
They
good.
gave up a round 2 and they got a round 4. So it's like, dude, they got one of the top probably 5 receivers in the NFL that's going to go play for Kyler Murray, who had a great season, is going to have another. Are you kidding me with that? With DeAndre Hopkins?
Felix and I were talking about that the other day. Another future guest on here, but we were actually talking about this, and I said, I just don't know. They have to build a team around Kyler Murray. I just don't see him being successful. I mean, he's
And
4
now
foot
they're doing
9.
it.
Is he really?
No,
No,
he's
he's
like
like
5'9".
5'9".
Yeah, 5'9", maybe.
5'10". He's like a Russell Wilson, a little shorter actually, I think.
I think quite a bit shorter. Like
Yeah.
he looks tiny out there. Like he looks like he should be.
But he's got a cannon.
And,
And
he can,
with somebody like DeAndre Hopkins, who's a redonkulous receiver, as long as he doesn't go like Julio Jones this last year. Julio Jones was like, got his money and went.
the funny thing is, like, this is the first year since he's been in the league that I hadn't had him on my my fantasy
You
team.
picked the right year.
and I got lucky. Really, I really got lucky
Was
this
what,
year.
Julio?
Mhm.
Yeah,
We had him like 2-3 years ago. That knucklehead, man, he had so much promise, and then he was out for this condition called turf toe. Have you heard of this one?
You know that's legit, right?
Dude, give me a fucking break.
Let me beat the shit out of your toe and then make you go run and cut routes like that.
you want to talk?
Not
About,
give you a break. That's legit.
Turf toe.
I know this goes.
It's legit.
It sounds weak.
This goes off of the. It does sound weak. They should
Uh-huh.
make it a more manly name, like Corona.
Like Corona
Yeah,
toe.
it's
Corona toe.
Like you got your foot stuck in a Corona bottle.
And I agree with you on naming, but people will bring that up all the time whenever stuff like this. It's like turf toe, really? And I'm like, you try to do what they're doing out there with a jacked up foot.
Yeah, but just the name, man, it just sounds like such a...
Bitchy name.
It's whoever came up with this. Somebody was
My
like, oh, I
tennis
got
elbow. My
Like,
tennis elbow is acting up. Like it
my-
hurts.
My toe got scratched. I can't play today. Sorry,
Tennis elbow
guys.
hurts like a
yeah,
motherfucker,
well,
but it
lateral
sounds like a bitchy name.
epicondylitis doesn't sound very cool, so tennis elbow sounds better.
But does turf toe have a medical
I was just gonna say,
condition?
like,
Probably.
obviously we don't know that one,
Turf
do we?
toe
Tarsal neuralgia,
we don't know.
probably.
We don't know medical Latin for the turf toe.
That's not Latin. That's the name of the actual
Which is,
bone.
which is probably derived from Latin.
Most things are, but
This is going completely off of
Are
professional
you
sports.
left-handed? Are
epicondylitis.
you becoming left-handed?
Somebody's gonna roast me. They're gonna be like, "It's actually." I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not a real doctor. I just play one every day.
That's right. You should try our 30-day dental school.
30-day dentist on the Don't Be So Brewed
I
podcast.
have a friend back in Iowa who their 10-year-old daughter came down sick the other day, and it's not corona or anything like that, but she was sick. She was home with flu-like symptoms, and
I'm sure that's terrifying.
but they didn't know what was going on, and she was like crawling, like she couldn't stand up and couldn't walk, couldn't get to her parents or anything like that, was pulling herself along the floor, and the mom is a registered nurse, and she addressed it and took them to the hospital. 10-year-old girl, and I haven't asked to find out because I'm trying not to say their name or her name either,
Is this
but
a turf toe story?
no, she had rhabdo.
Really?
Really?
10-year-old?
How the hell did she get
I don't
rhabdo?
know. I haven't found out, but yeah,
Playing too hard?
no idea, but yeah, she came down
That's
with a
usually an
horrible case
overexertion.
of rhabdo, and
What the hell are her
they-
parents making her do?
but that was
CrossFit?
that's my thing. It's like so
So she did 4 CrossFit workouts and then pulled weeds
Like-
outside and laid some mulch. We're not quite sure how she got rhabdo.
I'll tell you what happened. She was watching the White House cooking show. She's like, I could do 2,222 push-ups.
See?
Chef Andre Rush and I
Uh-huh.
are going to do our push-ups together.
That's what. Okay, this is very serious. We get it. Sorry for us of making light of something. I understand.
We've been drinking.
But well, we've got Corona.
We've got one more.
We've got
Who's
Corona.
on it?
And
Who's on it?
And we're TikTok deprived for the last 45 minutes.
Who's opening that last
Sorry.
one? Do it with the X.
I already had 1.5.
Missing so much TikTok.
I'm
Guesty,
ready. No,
go get it, man.
I don't want it.
You were ahead of me anyway.
I like how you're trying to pass it off. Jason, it's yours. Open it with the X.
Not opening it with the axe. I'm not closing the show the way you open the show.
Ah, it was great though. It was so
pretty cool.
fantastic.
This is why
Did
this
the whole top of that come off in one piece?
Yeah, it's over there somewhere.
Okay, good.
is it.
It's over there.
Just
What is it? The wine
Somewhere.
What is it? The wine scimitar or whatever. What?
They use the big blade.
Yeah, the big huge blade. What is it? I don't even know what it's called.
A centaur?
It's not a centaur.
Pretty sure.
Giant sword opener.
Scimitar.
Google that.
It's not a centaur.
I think it is.
Isn't it like a centaur, like a
Isn't
mythical
that a man
creature?
horse?
It
That's
is,
what
but I think it's also a sword.
Isn't that like the old Spice
I feel like
Guys?
that's one of
Yeah,
the
that's
swords you
right.
got on the
Yes, the
video
I'm a
old
game.
horse. I'm a
Spice
man.
Guy.
I'm a horse. I'm a man.
It's a sword that you got on one of those video games I used to play. I can't remember. It's like, oh, I got the
Zelda?
centaur.
Zelda? Yeah.
No,
That's
definitely
a
wasn't
dagger.
Zelda.
The
Zelda
champagne sword.
2. No, it does not sound like centaur to me.
Saber. Sabering the bottle.
Sabre.
Yeah, but look up centaur sword or something like that and see what it comes up with.
Scimitar.
It'll correct it.
Spell it B.
Centaur sword.
Yeah.
CEN.
Close enough.
AUR.
All I think of when you say that, though, is Rugrats.
Minotaur. Oh,
No,
all
yeah,
I think of is,
back in the day.
yeah.
Minotaur.
Centaur. A real life Minotaur.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm thinking of role models where he's like, stay off drugs, kid. Minotaur. Drink Minotaur.
No, a centaur sword apparently
Oh,
is.
it's like the Thundercat sword.
Yeah, it looks like a.
But
King
it
Arthur
exists.
Thundercats.
But every one of
Not to
them.
open.
But that's what it is.
bottles
Every one of them
of
has.
I
a
could
cent-
open a bottle of
Every
wine
one
with
of them
that.
has a centaur in it.
Ah,
it's the sword
it's
of
the sword
centaur.
of a centaur. Centaur's sword. Centaur.
Centaurian swords.
There it is. Did you also see the Cowboys were like, hey, Dak Prescott, you're not going to accept our deal, so we're just going to franchise tag your
Oh, he
ass.
didn't take that deal with all that money?
No.
Mm-mm.
Weren't they going to make him the wealthiest paid cute now?
No.
So what's he
Maybe.
doing? So how does this work?
Well,
now?
he will be that until Patrick
gets the
Mahomes deal
average.
comes out, and Mahomes
Right.
will get 40 mil or something.
He gets the
Easy.
average
A
of
year.
top 5.
Yeah, but Patrick won a Super Bowl. So
Facts. But Dak has also been doing a lot on a very. He
And if
got
we're-
paid.
And if we're telling coronavirus jokes, it's put on a Cowboys jersey because you won't catch anything.
Sure.
I can't believe you didn't bring that one up from your TikTok time.
What?
Telling
The catch.
your joke.
Oh, you want to set any Dallas Cowboys fan off? Just go. It wasn't a catch. And they're
But it
just-
wasn't.
But it was. Even the coach that was there for the other team admitted it was a catch, and now he's our coach.
But
They're like,
I said
hey,
it and
Mike.
I set you off. So.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. We want to know. We gotta ask. Remember that catch that Daz made? Was it a catch? And he's like, oh, well, now I can say it was a beautiful catch. That thing was amazing. I'm like, fuck you, asshole. No, so the Cowboys were like, this is what we're doing. Tennessee's not going to go after Tom Brady. They signed
He's gonna go to San Diego.
Tannehill for some ridiculous amount of money.
Really?
Kirk Cousins made more money. That guy's made more money getting franchise tagged
Yeah.
than anyone
So
I
how
know.
does the franchise tag process work?
It means that no one else can go after you. You're not signed, but we've tagged you. You can't go anywhere else. You can't go shop around. We've tagged you. For us, we have to, I think they have to close a deal with him by July or something like that.
They get it's for the next year, and it gets
It's
the
1 year.
average of the top 5 quarterbacks, and then they can work a long-term deal. I think till it's like July 15th or something.
And I don't know all the details of the deal. That's the thing is
You can-
everyone
and you
always
can
hears
do
the
it-
money, and they're
You
like,
can do it a couple times, but like
Well, not
that, so
now.
it runs back to the Le'Veon Bell
Not
situation.
now. I think the new CBA they you can't do franchise
change
tag
it?
anymore until it ended at 11 a.m. or something today. If they did it before that, you could do it. After that, you can't do it anymore.
Well, so
Well,
this
now
new
we're
CBA
adding-
doesn't go into effect until 2021
oh, because
Well,
we added another
it,
game,
it
right?
changed
2
today
games?
for that.
because it's going to 17 games, so add in one more,
Yeah.
and then one more team into the playoffs. So the first round.
I was going to say first round of
Bye
playoffs
only goes to the number one seed.
yeah, which I like.
Yeah,
I like that.
that's appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I think
I
that's
think-
awesome. Well, then you're really fighting for that, and when you get that, that's a huge deal.
So I mean, virtually it boils down to who has the best record from each side.
And again, it doesn't really matter though all the time because it's rare. But like Green Bay when they won their Super Bowl, that's how they did it. They did it as a wild card. Like some teams get streaky like that, and it's just the momentum of continuing to. I mean, the Titans
Saints
did
did
it.
it the same way in 2009, and yeah.
It works out for some teams, but then again, you've got the opposite example of the Patriots, where it's like, well, we're going to get it every year. We're going
And
to
do
take that
whatever
bye,
we want.
and then we're going to dominate. Everyone's saying that Brady's going to stay there. They don't think he's going to go anywhere.
I would be surprised if he leaves, but if he does, I think he's going to San Diego.
Giants.
Hell no.
Giants.
They just spent all their money on your boy,
My boy.
Eli Manning 2.0.
Who?
Whatever your quarterback is now, I can't even think of his name.
From Duke, Dave.
David Duke.
No,
David.
we are not associating with
As you can
David.
tell, Scott's a real big time Giants fan. Real
God, what was
big
his
time.
name from there?
All I'm worried about is
Jones.
the Amari deal.
Jones. That's
Daniel
it.
Jones.
Daniel
Jones, that's it. I think the Cowboys need to go.
David. They're all biblical.
Yeah, whatever.
The Cowboys are going to have to make some sort of deal with Amari because I do not want him ending up with the Eagles. Don't want it. But if they don't, that's what's going to happen. And Dak is kind of messing that up, in my opinion.
I think that's what's going to happen now because they did franchise him. I think that's how they keep him. I told
They'll
you
just keep him and they'll.
I told you on the last podcast that Dak was going to take the money and screw everybody over and kick Amari to another team.
And again,
From
though,
there.
is it screwing everyone over? Like at any point, if we look at this at any other normal circumstance, you get what you're trying to get.
Yeah.
And he's also done a lot on. He was a very, very late draft pick that outplayed what they were paying him. Basically, they were getting a massive deal off of him. And
Right.
that
Well, I
happens
mean,
with a few people.
he was second round, wasn't he?
No, he was
Was
fourth
he?
round. Way, way later. And they picked him up, and then it ended up being one of those things. Tony got hurt. He came in, and they were like, shit, we're getting real streaky with this kid. And it was like, we're going to stick with it. So they let Tony go, and then he went and signed a $17 million deal with CBS.
Yeah, to watch the game.
I know.
And
But
drink
he's good.
Coronas on a beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what he's making from Corona, Skechers.
He's making a whole lot less now. I saw my first Corona commercial in like 2 weeks last night.
Yeah. Have they
Did
even
they change it
been
up,
doing
or
anything?
what?
Nope.
doing?
No, it was a regular old
Yeah.
one. And like,
Page?
yep.
They could have been in a podcast room.
You know they're planning, right? They've
Sell
got to
them.
be having a massive plan.
Sell them.
Yeah, we need to contact him and be like, here's an episode. We sponsor us.
Oh, you want me to sell them right now?
Sell them. Sell Corona.
Sell Corona?
Listen here, Constellation.
Tell everybody about the Corona sponsorship.
Listen here, Corona. Everybody knows. I mean, we even have a game. We didn't play it this episode, but we have a game where we sell your stuff. We're
Sell your shit.
sell your shit, as we call it. We're self-proclaimed sellers of shit.
And you guys need some help getting some shit sold right now.
And you guys are in a
You
tough.
need to look at the camera.
You guys are in a tough spot right now. You don't know what you're gonna do. Everybody's looking at you, calling you okay, boomer. Trying to figure out is drinking
Brandon's all
Corona
romantical.
gonna give me Corona?
It's like the Continental.
They
You know what we need to
They've
do?
got to have daily meetings about that, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Guaranteed.
How do we change the tide?
Well, we can even give them some Constellation.
You know what you
Corona
need to
branded
do?
glassware too.
There you
You-
go.
Ooh, I
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You need to get,
Be the only big beer manufacturer with a
but,
nice
but what they
Rhabdo.
what they
Glass.
really need is a celebrity sponsor,
right.
someone that people really like, someone that people really know, and someone that people really trust. And who do people trust the most? The Don't Be So Brewed podcast. And the three of us would be more than happy to come, do whatever you need us to do,
In partnership with
and
Hoot Rat
drink
Glass.
only Corona on this podcast for a completely reasonable large fee of money.
You know, just a percentage of whatever your advertising budget was last year.
Yeah,
We'll reach more people,
yeah.
probably.
We'll actually we'll let you
Somehow, eventually, we will.
we'll let you buy our podcast. We'll negotiate out the terms. We'll let you buy it for at least a year.
Corona.
We'll
Cast.
drink nothing but Corona on here.
There you go.
The Don't Be So Corona cast.
All we need now is a glassware sponsor.
We've got it.
We can do that.
Interesting.
It's a very, very low
Interesting.
fee that I'll be paying, though.
glassware sponsor to put our Coronas in.
But yes, we could land Corona a glassware sponsorship as well, and then we could pay a little
That's
more.
what we do. I'm sure Etches can make us some glassware that looks like
I
the
hear a
Corona label.
licensing deal.
I
know a
think we could do
guy.
that too.
Listen, Corona, you need us and we need you. It sounds like a beautiful partnership. Partner up with us.
Unity.
Just look at how good this goes
Synergy.
together. Look at this.
Put your tongue in it.
No. Wrong channel, buddy.
This
Hey,
is
That's-
this isn't a
Pee
comedy
that pee,
hub.
Senator Palpatine.
That's for later.
This isn't comedy hub.
This is some comedy hub. That's right.
Aren't the Corona bottles the
dang
ones
it.
people used to put colorful sand in and do all that stuff? Like, let's bring that back. Let's bring back the nostalgia.
Let's put stuff. Let's put toilet paper in Corona.
That's what we should be
bottles.
doing.
No,
we should be
don't waste
That's
that.
not gonna win
That's
the
like
partnership.
currency.
Just be a dispenser.
Yeah.
Yeah, toilet paper in that bottle is not gonna win your partnership.
You know, that's what
That
we
would
need to do
be
is
a
put
dispenser.
No, that's
put
not very
sand
good.
and shells back in it, and then just start leaving Corona bottles around the city for people to pick
Yeah,
up.
litter.
I'm leaving Corona all around.
We've got a great plan. We'll just litter.
No, it's not litter. It's
It's
a
gifting.
play kit. Are you kidding me?
It's gifting.
if you go up to Clyde Warren Park and you give kids
A beer.
a beer bottle full of sand to build something with, I mean, now we're talking.
I was thinking more of a geocaching type award, but whatever.
All right. I like
Whatever.
that too.
It'd be
I like
like
that.
an afternoon in a bottle.
We're having a scavenger hunt today. We're making our Corona sanded shell bottles.
That would be a nice little event for us to host.
Here's also the other thing, Corona. You know where Coke's kicking your ass? Y'all might be the same company. I don't know. But they personalize their
Pretty sure
bottles.
that's not.
You can buy a bottle with your name on it. A bottle
Why is he
that's
talking
got
to me?
your name on it. You know why I'm talking to you? Because you can put their names on their bottles.
We can permanently.
Boom. And then guess what they're going to do?
Full
They're going to
F.A.F.O.
keep that bottle. And what are they going to do? They'll put pink sand in it.
That's
It'll be
right.
fantastic.
It'll look good too.
The bottle will say Beth with pink sand in it. It'll be perfect.
She hates pink.
With yellow sand in it.
Okay, Karen.
She hates pink. Good boy. She's going to listen, so he's like, she hates pink.
Let's just be clear.
Well, we have to get
But
a
Jason
listener
loves
somehow.
pink.
All right.
There'll be no pink sand.
For real. We'll do anything.
There will
We'll
be
do anything. We'll
Thing.
marry them.
There will be no pink sanding, Senator.
Last thing, you guys got any rants about Corona? Is there anything that's driving you crazy about this?
How much more time do we have?
I feel like we're there. We're pretty much there.
We're pretty much there, yeah.
The value needs to go down right now for us.
I'm just
I need
curious if
I
you
need
got
a cheaper
any.
Corona keg price.
I'm interested to see. I've still had people coming in to see me in my business. They've been fine. I've been assuring them, hey, listen, wiping the tables down, everything down in between each person, trying to make sure that everyone feels safe. But I've had
Some
nobody
free
really
labor.
complaining about it.
Get some free labor and have them wipe it down. Like, I want to make sure that you are comfortable with how well wiped down
That's
it is.
also a good idea.
Yeah, I'll take care of
Are
it.
you-
I don't mind doing that.
Are you comfortable in this room? You want to wipe it all
Do you
down?
want to wipe it down? Because I really could. I had to lay off my maid.
I don't know.
Our janitorial staff for the office.
Nah, we hired the Etches girls.
I think people are just still overreacting.
Yeah.
I think this is out of control. I think we've had other viruses and stuff that have been way greater impact than this. And to be honest, I don't understand how this self-quarantine nonsense works. I mean, Ebola was coming in. That looked like some pretty deadly shit. And hospitals were set up with quarantine centers for people that came down with Ebola.
Yeah.
And now I'm not aware of any hospitals that have a quarantine center for coronavirus. It's like, oh, it's flu season. Stay home.
So I work in the medical community.
Well, you're a drug dealer.
And accurate. And this is one of the things that I learned early on, even after Trump's speech and talking about like that they were withdrawing the copays for the test kits and all of that stuff. No one still knew how to do it. I think I was telling you this. Like there's no codes for it, so they don't know how to do it. They actually,
It's all brand new.
when they first started, were sending this stuff out. I don't know how we were getting positives for it because all the doctors that I know were like, everywhere we've sent it, when we send it to these labs, I'm not going to say any labs at all, but they didn't have the tests for it. So they didn't know how to test for it or anything like that. Now after Trump's discussion, there was 2 national labs that were appropriate for you to be able to send to, but there was no idea on how to charge or bill for it and then complete the no copay system for it.
Sounds like a business problem in the middle of a humanity quote unquote crisis.
Pandemic.
Well,
Give
and
me a
it's very
break.
interesting because there's got to be ways to test for Corona. Corona is this overarching family
Right.
with SARS and some of these other ones being branches or mutations of that. So I don't know why you wouldn't just start there. Maybe they did. I've only
If
dipped
it-
my toe when
look,
it comes to this
I
stuff.
think that's the reason we
did
had so many
minimal.
false positives, and then we had positives that weren't.
Dude, I saw
meriting
somebody upload a video. Have you seen how they're testing for this? They take a giant Q-tip swab and you tilt your head back, and they crank that thing to your brain, man, and then pull that sucker out.
God knows what else.
it. I
they'll
don't need
find.
checked.
Yeah.
They know there's no brain in there because all those people were out buying toilet paper in the middle of the crowds trying to
Well, it ain't going to the
get
brain,
their
baby. It's going
stash for something that's not going to
deep
help
up in
them.
that throat.
For something that's not going to help them at all with this virus. They went into giant ass crowds that
Can we-
likely have a better
Does someone have an explanation for the toilet paper
Possibility.
thing? For real?
No.
Is it just because people are losing their shit?
Somebody guaranteed made a meme about it.
pun.
Somebody
There's been a lot of puns.
Somebody guaranteed made a meme or discussion about it, and people took it to heart.
Dude, if we can, we're claiming it right now. We actually started that. I'm kidding. I don't want you to hate us.
It's whacked out, man.
That's my Corona rant.
I'm just curious of
I'm
when
just
when
tired
stuff
of it,
happens.
man. Like, I just
It's
think
bread,
overrated.
water, milk, eggs. Which, by the way, if this really does and we get quarantined and we come to your house, I'm just gonna go on the carnivore diet. It'll be easy. Just eat meat.
Yeah.
We're gonna join Joe Rogan.
Grilling.
Yeah.
And we'll still be podcasting.
Be
We'll still
walking
be
it.
here.
Could be walking your meat at Jason's house.
Yep.
My
Everyone come join us. We're taking our meat to Jason's.
You're gonna go walk it over
Walk
there.
it over there. Walk it up.
Waka waka.
I have enough knife ammunition to defend my own.
Knife, ammunition.
Knife.
I'm just saying.
Knife.
All right. What do you got for us, Scott?
I don't know. We're gonna let Evan.
While he gets
do
ready for
his,
that, yeah, man. Do your
Pitch us
plug.
on. Evan, pitch us on how to contact you if anybody wants to look at your stuff and you want to sell it in some fashion,
Sure.
which is probably a good idea for you.
Probably a good idea, yes.
Valid.
So you can find some of it here at Etches.
Whoop whoop.
What is that?
Some of it.
Etches.com.
That is the place to find.
Do all the logos here. So
Or you can come by the studio, the world headquarters studio.
the world headquarters here in Richardson, Texas. Or you can go to my website, www.hootratglass.com. You can see a lot of pictures, our story, other designs that we've done, glassware we've got coming, screen printing options, everything else that you might need, and all sorts of contact information, and be happy to help.
Plus, if Brandon was drinking a right-handed glass, he'd be able to show everybody
I do have left-handed glasses on the website, so
how
you just
That should be an
can do the
option.
engraving.
So
It should be an option on your website. Are you left or right-handed?
there is.
Do you want to see the logo,
It's
or would you like
called-
everyone else to see it?
It is called "What Side Do You Want the Logo On?"
Unihand. We have a unihand establishment.
Or would you like a logo on both sides? Then it's ambidextrous
Ooh.
mug.
An ambi mug.
Yeah.
Ambi mug.
I know.
Trademarked.
Yeah, I was about to say we
2020.
just took that.
I'm
Yep.
thinking of
Trademark.
multi-mug.
Multi-mug.
You just put it all
So this is-
around. Just keeps. It's just like it's like a. It's
Is
like
it a
linked belt.
bi-modal? Because it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Did you find your shit? You got something? You got nothing?
No, joke's been canceled. Just like everything else with coronavirus. So you know what? Blame coronavirus.
This dude's blowing it out of proportion. Out of proportion. But
We got a call from the city of Dallas. They said no jokes.
no
It's
jokes.
not funny.
We close the restaurants down. We close the bars down.
You mean they put you on quarantine because your jokes are shit?
Garbage. Hot garbage. Are the garbage bins still going to be running?
That's a good question because then we get over
we have
our own
garbage
trash.
I don't know.
think
You know,
so.
I think if we just let the trash sit out, we have a better chance of contracting the virus and getting this thing over with.
They're only
There you
they
go.
only work 2 or 3 at a time, so they should be safe.
Start the plague. Start the
They
plague
should
that
be
way.
safe.
But who's gonna wash down those trucks? Because those things are nasty.
Although he had a shitty dad joke, I just want to remind you all we have about 55 hours
That
of
wasn't
content on the
shitty. That was
YouTubes.
perfectly
Don't
fine.
forget to like, follow, share, subscribe, and check us out. Then subscribe.
Where do they subscribe?
The YouTubes,
They can also subscribe
Facebook.
on Apple Podcast and/or
Android,
Spotify.
or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Spotify.
But you'll see our lovely faces in the left-handed mugs if you go
No.
to the YouTubes.
We'll have to
No.
do those special for next episode.
I'm Dr. Brandon Brown, and I approve this message.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.